All right, welcome into the Drunk Referee podcast. I am your co-host Logan, alongside my co-host Keaton, and locks of the week not looking too good for us, Keaton.
Hey, it's week one. You never really know what you're gonna get in week one. Can't even say it's week two because it's week one. Week zero happened. But yeah, my lock of the week, Utah. Thought it was a for sure hit. Don't know what happened. Didn't even watch the highlights. I was in Columbus checking the scores because I wanted to make sure my lock hit. And they're up under 3 minutes, 4 minutes left. I think they had the ball, didn't do nothing with it or whatever. Florida, I'm checking the updates. Florida scores with like under a minute left. I updated again a little bit later. Utah's down to like the four with like less than under a minute left. So like less than 30 seconds left. Maybe even less than 15 seconds left. What happened? I didn't see it. I don't know what happened. I don't know how you don't score or how you don't tie the game and go into overtime at least.
Well, I don't know what they were doing. They were like rushing, and then that kid just threw an interception in the end zone. That was it.
Uh,
Yeah, I mean, you were right there. You were right there.
it shouldn't have even been that close of a game to begin with.
It really
I mean,
should have.
based off of last year, Utah should blow that team out. But again, you can't look at last year. But it's just like, man, I don't know. Which I don't know their whole quarterback situation. It's hard to gauge teams week one, and you don't know what everyone's got. I mean, hell, there for the first half of the game, I didn't know if Ohio State's offense was going to show up at all.
We'll get into that as well. Your lock of the week was really close. I don't
Your
think
lock of the week was even closer.
I don't think my lock of the week could have been any close. It's impossible for it to be any closer unless it was just a straight up tie. My alma mater, Ball State, and head coach Mike New. I got something to tell you. I know no one's probably going to hear this, but
Chirp, chirp,
Ball
baby.
State, Ball State Cardinals, Ball State University, chirp chirp. You know what? You know what happens when you kick a field goal when you're down 50 plus points in the fourth quarter with about 3 minutes to go? You know what happens when you decide, oh, you know what? We're going to cover the over by half a freaking point. You know what happens when you do that, Ball State and Mike New? You just made the list. I cannot believe these scrubs. First off, they can't get a stop the whole game. I think they stopped Tennessee one freaking time the entire game. The one stop I think that they got, they forced a fumble inside the like 30-yard line in the fourth quarter, which is a few minutes to go. And what do? They're going to kick a freaking field goal down. I missed my lock of the week by half a freaking point. So, like I said, Mike New, Ball State, I hope you lose every game from here on out. Mike New, I hope you're fired at
Hey,
the end of the year. You're
come
definitely not
on.
going to hit your over whatever it was on wins this season because your team's absolutely garbage. And you know what? You just made the list.
They played an SEC school.
I don't give a shit, dude. I don't give it. You're giving up 59 points, and then
Some,
you're only good enough to score 7, and then you're going to say, you know what? We've went for it every other time down, but this time we're going to kick a field goal. Mike knew exactly what he was doing. And like I said, I hope he doesn't make it out of Muncie after this season because he's a scumbag. And that's all I got to say about the locks of the week.
oh
I'm
man, some alma
pissed.
mater this guy is. Some alma mater, not even going to support him. Wants him to lose every game this year.
I don't give a. I don't care. I
I
don't
mean,
care.
I'd be upset too. I mean, like you said, if they're not scoring, anything all game and they're not getting a stop all game, like what the hell? And then you go for three when the game's said and done.
Yeah.
I mean, if you would have went for six and got it, you scored a touchdown, but you literally went for three, and it looks like you were literally trying to hit the over.
Yeah. Pretty scummy stuff there. Like I said, we that's the first team on my list for this
Who the
this
hell
football
kicks a
season.
field goal down 52
That's
points?
what I'm saying, dude.
Did we play any Thursday nights? I I
I'm
I
looking.
ended up
I'm looking right now.
I ended up playing Purdue just because I was there. That game was really freaking good. The atmosphere was unreal. Anyway, Purdue's like down 3 or 4 late or into the second half. They end up getting a pick six, and I tell my buddy, old G Wag, because old Sean Clifford, the 10th year quarterback at Penn State, he was a little wild with it and kind of forcing some stuff last drive. And I'm like, I wouldn't be shocked here if he throws a pick. The very next play, pick six. That
Wow.
place was going bananas. They end up blowing the game because Jeff Brom doesn't want to run the ball. He wants to run 8 straight passes with under 3 minutes left, but not my team, so not my problem. They should have won that game though. It was pretty fun.
Oh, I also wanted to say, not trying to rub it in here or anything, but if you would have followed my no sweat bet for this weekend, you would have hit. You would have hit. TCU covers their teaser spread. NC State, Georgia, and Utah all covered the teaser spread. You got to be following our picks, guys. If you want to be making this money, I mean, don't follow our locks of the week, obviously.
Follow the other.
But everything else you should follow. Another thing I really wanted to talk about was,
Talk about Illinois. Illinois had another game.
yep, that's what I'm about to get into. Illinois football played at Bloomington.
Hollywood Chase Brown.
They played absolutely, I don't want to say perfect football because it definitely wasn't perfect, but they played as good as Illinois football can play for about 3 3/4 quarters. They absolutely choked that game so hard in the last 2 minutes. IU got the ball. IU was down 4 points. Yeah, IU's down
Yeah.
4 points with 2 minutes to go. IU had 70 yards total of offense in the fourth quarter before the last 2 minutes. They go down 75 yards and score a touchdown with under 30 seconds to go. I don't know what Coach Walters, the defensive coordinator, is doing, but when you are up 4 points with under 2 minutes to go in the other team, I don't think IU had any timeouts either. I don't remember. You have to press up on the offense. I don't know why you're playing prevent defense with 2 minutes to go when the other team is back at the 25-yard line. There is absolutely no reason. You're giving them 10 yards of play every play by doing that.
2 minutes with, I forget. Oh yeah, I think I went up and watched softball Friday night, so I didn't catch the ending of that one. Thought they were going to win. I swear it seemed like all my bets were coming down to like last second or last minute this weekend, because I played Illinois money line. I watched a little bit of it. I didn't catch the end, but yeah, if you're playing prevent defense with 2 minutes left, that is way entirely too much time to be doing that. The clock stops after every first down in college. Also, a comment that was made at the Purdue, do kids like not, do people not pay attention to like the difference between college football and professional football?
What happened?
Oh, we got the 2 minute warning coming up in the fourth quarter.
Oh my God.
In the second quarter? Did it happen in the second quarter? It didn't happen in the second quarter. It's not going to happen this quarter. It was the college. Like, come on. I get it. You're a college kid. You're probably just down there partying more than you're actually at the game. But damn it, come on, man. Yeah.
So yeah, Illinois just. I was upset that they lost. Obviously, I hate when they lose to Indiana at anything. It doesn't matter if it's women's volleyball. I hate when Illinois loses to Indiana at anything, but especially when it's a sport that I really pay attention to, like football, and especially when it comes down to losing in the last like 30 seconds of the game. Frustrating as hell.
Well, what
But
happened? What happened before Indiana scored though? You guys had it at like the 4 or the 1, didn't you? And didn't get it.
there's so many things I could go through. Illinois should have. There was a touchdown, I think, in the second quarter. I don't remember. Like I said, I have completely like erased this game from my memory for the most part because it pissed me
He's
off
like,
so much.
get it out of here.
There was a touchdown that Brian Hightower caught that should have been a touchdown. They reviewed it. They called it incomplete, and then they reviewed it, and then they still called it incomplete. It wasn't an incompletion at all. There were both commentators were saying how bad of a call it was. The referee that they always have like in the booth, saying, "Oh well, what's your opinion on this?" Dean Blandino or whatever the hell his name is.
Right.
He said it's a touchdown.
That happened in the first half, right?
Yes, I'm pretty sure it happened in the second quarter.
Because I think I seen that happen. Because I was like, oh yeah, that's a touchdown, and then yeah, they didn't call it a touchdown. I was just kind of like, I was over at my buddies, and I was just kind of confused how it wasn't a touchdown.
So there was that, and then for some reason, Illinois, instead of kicking a field goal, they're down at the 1 or 2 yard line. Instead of kicking a field goal to go up, I don't even know how much. They may have been going up 7 points or something. I don't really remember what it
Go
was.
up seven. If you were going for the field goal, you would have went up from 4 to 7.
Okay. So instead of doing that and saying, you know what, make IU go down the length of the field and get a touchdown. Instead of doing that, they run the same play 4 straight times pretty much at the goal line. It gets stuffed every freaking time. I don't there's just so many times where it's like, what are these guys thinking?
If they would have kicked the field goal, went up to 7, we did see an instance where in a game Sunday night, a blocked extra point happening to tie it.
That
So
is
I mean,
true.
the whole . Instead of just the 6. But
Exactly.
yeah, I don't know. But again, it's week 1. Coaches are still trying to get everything figured out too.
Let's see some other close ones. NC State at East Carolina. That game was
Yeah, what
freaking,
the hell was that about?
yeah, that was crazy.
I mean, I get it, you're on the road, but you win because of a was it a missed extra point?
It was a missed extra point, and then ECU had a chance to win it again and missed a field goal.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
And you're telling me this team's supposed to give Clemson a run for their money?
Another one I really wanted to talk about. My national champion pick, Georgia, absolutely stomps Oregon 49-3. You might as
Yeah,
well hand Georgia the national championship right now. We don't even got to
I
play the rest of the games. Notre
oh,
Dame sucks. Ohio State barely beat Notre Dame. Alabama beat
but
Utah State. Give Georgia the championship right now.
this is why you play the games. It's not crowned in September. It's the first week of the freaking season. A little bit of an overreaction here, buddy. Slow your roll. Put on the brakes a little. We got freaking football to be played. All right. Georgia had a really solid week 1. Wasn't expecting it. Not a blowout. I mean, I maybe covered the spread, yes, but 49-3, that's dominating fashion. And you were basically saying, hey, we're the champs. Come take it from us. I mean, they're going to move. Have they already released the polls?
Yeah, I think Georgia's up to number 2.
How are they not ranked 1?
That's what I'm saying.
Huh. I was going to say that Georgia's probably going to be 1, Alabama will be 2, Ohio State will be 3, even though Ohio State has a top 5 win over Notre Dame, and Alabama beat Utah State. But that's a different topic. Uh, but yeah, they're putting Georgia at 2. That's kind of concerning to me. If Alabama loses 3 games, they're still going to be in the playoff. I mean, Jesus.
We talked about Appalachian State and North Carolina last week. What did you
Dude,
didn't you say you liked Appalachian State to win?
yeah, they they ended up selling, didn't they?
I mean, if they would have put up any points in the third quarter, they would have won. They had a goose egg in the third quarter. They scored 40 points in the fourth.
Dude, North Carolina's defense sucks.
Yeah, it's non-existent for sure. And there's another one that I want to talk about that's just a really funny one. Iowa beat South Dakota State 7-3.
No touchdowns.
No touchdowns, 2 safeties.
and,
Dude, that's
and a field goal. They would have won, but just the 2 safeties.
I didn't even think about that. Wow.
Dude, what is this bullshit? I'm just now looking at this 18 leg parlay that I placed at your house, the same game base hits or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Witt Jr. and Francisco Lindor were the only 2 not to hit.
Oh yeah, I was pissed about that.
I'm ticked. I'm just now seeing that.
Yeah, I mean, some of those hit parlays, if you throw them together, if you kind of throw the best hitters, I mean,
Because I
there's a little money to be made there as long as you get
I
a
added
little lucky.
I added Georgia, Kentucky, South Carolina, Ohio State, and Western Kentucky all money lines to that.
Oh,
That was a nice chunk of change. Damn you, Bobby Witt and Francisco Lindor. Anyway, all right.
another one I talked about USC. I thought USC was really going to put it on Rice. They did 66-14, easily covered 32 and a half.
Last one I really well, I got two more, I guess, but Ohio State. Since I was there, I want to talk about that. Obviously, get into that.
Yeah, let's do get into that because I made sure to watch that game. I was looking for you in the crowd. I just couldn't find
Oh,
you in all that
we were
red.
we were in the nosebleeds anyway, but it was exciting to be there. 106,000 strong. Didn't show up the first half.
Yeah,
Hardly.
really.
I mean, the first possession we looked outstanding, and then after that, it was like, okay, where's our offense at? But my Heisman hopeful gets hurt. It didn't look good, and then he's not getting back out there. And I'm like, well, the Heisman hopeful already is taking a tumble. So he didn't get to play. They injure him on like the first or second play of the game, and it takes Stroud forever to find a rhythm. Receivers are dropping easy passes, and we're making dumb penalties here and there. And it seems like we're just not getting any breaks. But our defense is playing really freaking good. Our Notre Dame's offense ain't doing much. They scored their first possession because of a broken play on a screen pass, basically. And they only got three that drive, I think. So we go down 10-7 in the halftime. We come out in the second half. We still, like, we didn't play a good game of football by any means, not up to our standards. Notre Dame, I think, gets like 80 second half yards. We put on an insurance touchdown, go up 21-10. That was that. I mean, it was loud. It was fun. I was glad that I was there. Wish our offense would have showed up a little more, but it's a top five team. We got the dub. I ain't going to complain too much about it.
I got another thing to say to the ESPN. You know how they have games on ABC or whatever. You know they're
Yeah.
like prime time games.
Let me guess something about Herbie and Ohio State.
Right on. Get Kirk Herbstreit off of Ohio State football games. There's no reason a guy who graduated from the school should be calling the games. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, he's not going to be biased at all. Give me a freaking break, dude. Herbstreit should not be calling Ohio State games. I don't give a crap if it's the national championship. He shouldn't be there.
That's fine with me. Give me Gus Johnson in that booth anytime.
Oh, God. Give me Kirk Herbstreit. Never mind. God. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to our locks of the week for this next week. I already got mine picked for college football. Probably a mistake, but let's see how it goes.
I believe mine will be two, but again, we'll see how it goes.
I'm looking at Texas San Antonio at Army, 12 o'clock on Saturday.
I thought about this one.
UTSA -1.5. Took Houston to the brink. Houston was ranked. I think Army lost to Coastal Carolina. I like UTSA in this spot -1.5. That's what I'm going with for my lock of the week. I feel pretty good about that one.
I looked at that one. I like that one. I don't think I played it because I just hate how Army plays. I hate their style of offense, and that's what scared me away from it. I think UTSA should win that game comfortably. 1.5. I looked at it last night. You know, East Carolina, they just lost to North Carolina State. Lost a heartbreaker at home. They're playing at home again. They're 13-point favorites. Old Dominion 12.5. Old Dominion just beat Virginia Tech last week. So they'll be playing with some confidence going into East Carolina. I think 12.5 is a little too much in this spread. So I think I would like Old Dominion plus 12.
Ooh. Is that the first dog that's been taken?
It might just have to be a money line play too, but
Oh my.
not going to lock that in. I'll just wait until Saturday for that play.
All right. Well, I mean, I
Yeah,
don't.
Dominion. I mean, East Carolina, they played North Carolina State tough, but like, no, I think East Carolina stinks, and I think North Carolina State might be overrated.
Yeah, North Carolina State. I mean, I don't get it. I really don't. I don't see what the like ranked 13th. There's no way that they should be ranked 13th after what they did this last week. That was horrendous.
I believe Pittsburgh's at home, and they're an underdog at 6.5 against Tennessee. Any thoughts on that?
I will not trust a team that gives up 10 points to Mike New and the Ball State Cardinals. For the rest of the year, I'm staying away from Tennessee as well. They're not technically on the list, but they might as well be because I'm not. If you ask me about Tennessee, I'm looking the other way. Washington State was like a 22-point favorite or something against Idaho, and they only beat Idaho by 7. I really like Wisconsin against Washington State.
Wisconsin's offense is boring, so I never bank on them to put up a lot of points. You eyeballing Texas and Alabama, 20.5?
Staying the hell away from that. I don't know. Again, Alabama hasn't showed me anything. Texas played who? UL Monroe last week. I'm not touching it.
And starting quarterback Quinn Ewers' car got towed during the game.
What?
Yep.
His car got towed
during the game.
How do we know this?
Twitter.
Did he say something about it?
He tweeted it.
Wow. Oh yeah, that's gonna throw everything off for Alabama.
Yeah,
or for Texas. I mean,
oh no, he's gonna be pissed. It's gonna be like, I'm gonna make Alabama pay for towing my car. USC, Stanford. Do you like Trojans?
I do. I don't know why that spread is so small. I don't know. Did Stanford play last week?
Yeah, they beat Colgate 41-10. That's why you didn't see them. They played a nobody. Even though Colgate college football team.
Colgate covered the spread. So yeah, give me USC for sure on that one. I think they cover the spread easily. 9 points.
I also like USC in that. Ohio State, 43.5-point favorites over Arkansas State. Arkansas State's head coach is Butch Jones.
Really?
Yep.
Give me Arkansas State. Just one last thing. Like when Ohio State wasn't really showing up there for the first half, where you're like, Ryan Day just is not the guy.
Oh no. See, like I have people texting me, "Are you getting? How you feeling, big fella? Are you nervous? Are you nervous?" This just like, hey, this is Ohio State football. we win these games. We only watch us play. I know how we are. We win these games. We might suck a lot during the game, but we'll pull it out. One thing I do want to add, I didn't know the Notre Dame fan base strongly dislike Brian Kelly now. Like, I get it. Business decision. But somebody came up to me today and was like, did you like the ending of that LSU game? I hope Brian Kelly loses every fucking game here. I was like, oh shit. And yes, I did like the ending of that LSU game because I took the Florida State money line, baby. Woo!
Well, that's going to do it for this episode of the Drunk Referee podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Drunk Referee Pod. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube at the Drunk Referee and on Apple Podcasts. And thanks to Keaton, we're on Spotify now. Thanks, Keaton.
Hey, no problem.
We will be back later this week with a Week 1 NFL episode. It's about time. I'm ready for the NFL.
Oh, yeah. Been ready for it. Ready to lose some money on that. I lose enough money on college football. Now throw professional football in here. Oh, man. I'll lose double the amount.
We'll see you guys next time on the Drunk Referee podcast. Peace.
Bye.